NBA players are people who have many different abilities, skill sets, and personalities, with each player being different in their own right. And with me being a huge Naruto fan, I decided to take it upon myself to compare different NBA players to characters we see in Naruto. As weird as it may seem, there's a handful of NBA players with similar traits and stories as some guys in Naruto. So with that being said, I'll be basing these comparisons off these characters' journey, personality, and skill set. If you like this video concept, I have a lot more videos like these on my channel, so feel free to subscribe. Also, these videos do take time to make, so it would be cool if y'all get this video to at least 50 likes. But without further ado,
Excuse me, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Russell Westbrook can be known as one of the most electrifying players of all time. With utilizing his athletic abilities such as his speed, Westbrook, especially in his prime, was not an easy person to deal with. He's easily one of the most explosive players of all time, but the thing that makes Westbrook Westbrook is the passion he has for the game. While watching him play, it's hard not to see that he genuinely enjoys playing basketball just purely off his effort. But besides ball, Westbrook in some fans' eyes can be seen as short-tempered and emotional. Now the last thing I want to point out is the loyalty Westbrook has. Even though he's recently been bouncing around teams, Westbrook has been said to be one of the best and most loyal teammates. So the only character in Naruto that's explosive, has a short-tempered, but cares for those around him is none other than the 4th Raikage. The 4th Raikage skill-wise fits Westbrook perfectly. They both rely on their speed and explosive advantage to dominate their opponent. They're also guys who battle with sheer emotion, but while on the topic of emotions, both the Raikage and Westbrook are people who could be seen as short-tempered. But even though they could be emotional and unnecessarily angry at times, they still find a way to care for those around them. Kawhi Leonard is a man known to be a quiet assassin. He can give you straight buckets without showing even an ounce of emotion. He's a star that everyone around the NBA fears due to his ability to lead his team to wins. One of the things that makes Kawhi special is he's one of the few players in the NBA who could single-handedly carry a team to wins. With being one of the best two-way players of all time, Kawhi's a player who's proven to be able to dominate both sides of the floor. Due to his ability to dominate the court while showing little to no emotion, many people accuse him of being an actual bot, just off the fact that he's one of the most mysterious players in the league. Even though it's all jokes, many people suspect the reason Kawhi doesn't show much emotion is due to his dad passing when he was just a kid. But despite not having the brightest upbringing, he was still able to become one of the best players in the league. So with that being said, if Kawhi Leonard had a Naruto comparison, he'd be none other than Kakashi. Kakashi, especially in the first part of Naruto, was one of the characters we knew but didn't know much about. With him being a pretty reserved character, it makes sense to why him and Kawhi personality-wise can compare so much. They're both quiet characters who both suffered the traumatic loss of their father at a young age, but despite both of their tough upbringings, they both managed to become elite in their respective professions. With Kakashi not only being known as an elite shinobi, but also a great leader, perfectly fits Kawhi due to him proving he could take a team far in the playoffs as the main option. Giannis is arguably one of the most electrifying and dominant forces in the NBA right now. Part of what makes him as good as he is his motor on the court. He's a player that strives from bringing the ball coast to coast, and due to this, he can be seen as a high energy type player that's hard to stop due to how physical and energetic he could be. He's able to utilize this due to his physical attributes and athleticism. But as we all know, Giannis hasn't always been this athletic or big. His physical attributes and athleticism purely came from his work ethic. Giannis is one of the best work ethics in the NBA, and it clearly gives him an advantage over other players. With not having the best handles or shot, he 100% makes up for it with his ability to finish around the rim. Off the court, Giannis can be seen as a fun, outgoing person who never seems to have a bad day. So with that being said, if Giannis was in Naruto, he'd be none other than my guy. Now my guy is a character in Naruto who you've seen has had to work hard for everything. Much like how Giannis wasn't really gifted with the ability to shoot the ball from a distance, my guy wasn't really gifted at anything other than taijutsu. Both these guys are able to dominate their opponents due to their high motor and physical attributes. To obtain their dominant skill set, they both put in more work than everyone around them. But besides their skill set, my guys you see in Naruto is a lighthearted character who rarely seems to have a bad day. Both these guys share similarities in their work ethic, personality, and how they use their physical attributes to their advantage.
We don't say swag no more, we say Swank.
When it comes to being misunderstood and scrutinized despite everything you've done for the game, barely any other player has it harder than Kyrie. Kyrie's a player who never seems to not be in headlines for controversy. With him being known for someone who likes to do his own thing, he's left a bad taste in many fans of the NBA's mouth. Even though his intentions may seem pure, many believe the way he goes about proving a point is too extreme. But despite all his actions that some fans don't agree with, none of them can deny the skill set that Kyrie Irving possesses. To many fans, Kyrie is arguably one of the toughest skill sets in the NBA. With him being one of the best offensive guards of all time, no matter the issues Kyrie causes, no one can ever say that he isn't a top player when healthy. So one of the only characters that comes to my mind that compares to Kyrie is none other than Itachi. Now one of the main reasons why this comparison works is both Itachi and Kyrie can both be labeled as misunderstood. They both took controversial actions in order to achieve what they think is right, and due to this, many people have hate towards them due to not understanding their motives. But besides the hate they both get, when it comes to their profession, they both can be seen as elite. With having unmatched skill sets and IQ, no matter the problems they seem to cause, no one can deny their talent. Tim Duncan can be considered to be one of, if not the best power forward in NBA history. He's a man known to be able to drop your team off without showing little to no emotion. He's an absolute beast on both sides of the floor. He played a huge part in the Spurs' success by being one of the best two-way players of all time. On both defense and offense, he could completely devastate your team. Part of the reason he's known as a no-emotion killer is due to his childhood. When Tim Duncan was 14 years old, his mother sadly passed away. After losing his mother, Tim Duncan fell into a very depressed state. Luckily, he used basketball as a coping mechanism and was able to become one of the greatest players the game has ever seen. In Tim Duncan's time on the Spurs, he had an amazing supporting cast in guys like Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker. They both played a huge part into why Tim Duncan's a household name today. So with that being said, the perfect Naruto comparison for Tim Duncan is none other than Gaara. Just like Tim Duncan, Gaara has a quiet personality until it's time to get active. Both these guys are quiet assassins who could do their job extremely well. Just like Tim Duncan's gifted at both offense and defense, Gaara is good at both as well. Barely anyone could get past Gaara's sand protection, and Gaara on the attack was also extremely troublesome for his opponents. Another thing that makes this comparison work so well is that both these guys lost their mother at a young age. Tim Duncan lost his mom at 14, while Gaara lost his mom at birth. The loss of their mothers naturally played a huge part into why they're quiet killers. The last thing that makes this comparison work so well is that they both have a strong supporting cast. Just like Tim Duncan had Tony Parker and Ginobili, Gaara had Tamari and Conqueror. If you like these type of videos, please like and subscribe. If you have any other comparison suggestions, feel free to comment them down below. Follow my TikTok and IG for more anime sports content. Thank y'all for watching.